On today's primetime local news, Clubroot is continuing to spread as the disease adapts to new varieties of canola.
It is popping up now in Saskatchewan and Manitoba and Ontario.
And information for flu shots as we near the flu season.
Flu shot, it's the best preventative measure that we have.
And tips on what to do with pets and stray pets in the cold weather. Plus, the Bobcats are getting set for their 3-game Southern road trip.
Prime time local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Frostbite is one of many concerns as winter temperatures start to hit here in Lloydminster, and WPD Ambulance Care has some tips on how to avoid it. With temperatures around -30 happening every day, paramedics say it could only take up to 10 or 15 minutes to catch frostbite outside. However, if it's windy, you can catch frostbite even quicker. They suggest some ways you should protect yourself while being outside for longer periods of time.
Well, stay inside when there's quite a bit of wind. Dress appropriately. Good warm gear on your head, hands and feet. That's the most common place for frostbite. Also dressing warmly in layers of clothing, because if your body is warm, it'll help keep your hands and feet warm also.
For treating frostbite, Lowen explains that you should warm the area slowly. Using lukewarm water, hot water, or direct heat could cause more damage. And with the extreme cold weather we're experiencing, the SPCA is urging pet owners to keep their pets indoors. While some pets may still want to spend time outside, the SPCA recommends taking shorter walks, putting pet boots on their animals, or eliminating outdoor activities altogether. Owners can play indoor games with their pets to keep them active.
When it's this cold out, we do recommend just, forcing them to stay in the house. I mean, majority of cats probably in general don't really want to go out in this kind of temperatures, but we always recommend, unless you're letting them out really quick and you're watching them and you bring them right back in, that's what we recommend at most. It's just frostbite is a quick one, especially for domestic house cats. They don't know how to find that shelter quite as quickly.
If you see an animal in distress in your neighborhood, you can call the SPCA. There is a waiting list, so residents are encouraged to bring the animal inside and ask neighbors if they know who the pet belongs to.
If they're willing to set up a little shelter for them, or knocking on doors, trying to see if they can find the owner for them. We know it is inconvenient for them as well too, but we are unfortunately able to take them all in.
People can also post lost or found pets on Facebook to help them get home safe. Around this time of year is when we see more people around us beginning to get a cold or the flu. There is still time to get a flu shot if you didn't get one earlier on in the winter. When the weather gets colder, we begin to spend more time indoors, and that's when we see more germs being spread. Scott Malik, pharmacist at Sprucewood Pharmacy, recommends the flu shot as the best way to prevent the flu.
It's the best preventative measure that we have, or best documented one. In addition to washing your hands, not going out if you're feeling ill so that you don't transfer the flu. This is the only known way that we have, or best evidenced way that we can prepare our body to fight the influenza virus if we encounter it.
If you haven't gotten the shot yet, a few places around the border city are still offering flu shot clinics for the next few weeks.
Many community pharmacies, including at Sprucewood Pharmacy, are offering the flu shot. The government covers the charge for the flu shot for both Alberta and Saskatchewan residents. So if you're going down to a pharmacy, if you're going to get your shot, you should bring your personal health care card so that they can verify your coverage. There's also some flu clinics going on at Prairie North Health Region, and some physicians' offices may also offer the flu vaccine.
For more information regarding flu shot, visit Health Canada's website. Some Synergy Credit Union members are experiencing issues this week while trying to make purchases at point-of-sale terminals. Synergy released a statement saying the issue comes from the POS system itself, not the cards. COO Brent Burgeon says they are eager to see this situation fixed and encouraged members to have an alternative payment method prepared in the event of a decline. Further delays are expected until this issue is resolved. While Clubroot has been on the scene since 2010, it's a new wave that is starting to raise concern, as the disease has started to appear in Clubroot-resistant varieties of canola. Eric Bay has more on how producers are trying to manage this new strain.
First discovered in clubroot-resistant fields in 2013, the number of contaminated fields that use canola resistant to the disease has climbed in recent years, up to over 300 Alberta fields last year.
So as of 2018, we had 204 fields where there was confirmed new strains of clubroot that broke at least the first generation resistance. In 2019, we've received samples. We found over 120 more samples, so we're probably well over 300 fields that have resistance issues, probably about 330 fields right now.
While the spread of clubroot as a whole has slowed since an outbreak in the mid-2000s, it is continuing to advance across the prairies.
It's progressed kind of at an even pace every year since then, and it's getting some more recognition, and people are starting to understand how to recognize symptoms a little better in some of the other prairie provinces. So it is popping up now in Saskatchewan and Manitoba and Ontario.
One of the best ways to prevent the spread of clubroot, resistant varieties are not as safe as they once were, which leaves producers behind the disease as attempts are made to establish second-generation resistance.
6-7 years ago, it was very easy to say, if you have a clubroot issue, one can grow a particular, all club-resistant varieties would work equally well in all fields with clubroot. That's no longer necessarily the case because we're having these new strains that differ or have changes or differences in their ability to break the resistance.
With the clubroot disease evolving, it's even more important to make sure affected soil isn't dispersed.
If you do get an infested patch, you don't want to drag that soil to another field, or even within that field if you can avoid that. So keeping incoming traffic free of soil that could be contaminated would be important.
The challenge now is to find a resistant variety of canola that is resistant to these new strains of clubroot while still offering protection from the original strains. Eric Bay, Primetime Local News.
Now to our Abby St. John with the weather.
Thanks, Jasmine. Well, it's minus 25 here in Lloydminster. Fairly cloudy skies. It was nice and clear out today. Unfortunately, it was very cold out as well. The warnings have been lifted. We are not under a cold warning or a snowfall warning, so that is good news. 22 km/h winds coming in from the east-southeast, making it feel closer to minus 37 with that wind chill. Across Alberta, minus 23 in Cold Lake and Athabasca, minus 22 in Whitecourt, minus 21 in Edson, minus 18 in Edmonton, minus 16 in Red Deer and Rocky Mount House, and minus 8 out in Jasper. And on the Saskatchewan side, minus 28 in Meadow Lake and in Melfort, minus 29 in Prince Albert, minus 22 in Saskatoon, and minus 26 out in North Battleford. And overnight in North Battleford, the temperature will be sitting at minus 23, and there is a chance that it could snow overnight and into tomorrow, with winds coming in from the southeast at 28 km/h, and then switching direction to the northeast tomorrow at 13 km/h with a daytime high of minus 14 and that chance of snow throughout the day. In Cold Lake overnight, it'll be sitting at minus 22, and that wind will be at 9 km/h coming in from the east, and there's a chance that it could start snowing overnight and into tomorrow with a daytime high of minus 19 and the winds coming in from the north at 13 km/h. And then here in Lloydminster overnight, it will be sitting at minus 22, and that wind will be at 15 km/h coming in from the east. And there is a chance that we could see some snowfall tonight and into tomorrow with a daytime high of minus 18, and it'll feel closer to minus 36 with that wind chill. 68% chance that we could see some snow tomorrow with a low of minus 22. And then on Sunday, a 56% chance of snow with a high of minus 24, which will feel closer to minus 38 and a low of minus 25. On Monday, there's a 57% chance of snow with a high of minus 27, which will feel closer to minus 46 and a low of minus 30. That's a look at your 3-day forecast. We'll have more news coming up after the break.
Tonight, the Bobcats will be starting their second southern road trip of the season. The first stop is in Calgary to take on the Canucks. The last time the Bobcats headed south, they dropped all 3 contests. They were outscored 18-2 in that span. In that last road trip, the Cats took on the top 3 teams in the south. This time they'll face the bottom 3. Even with this being the case, the Bobcats can't take anything lightly.
Yeah, they're real important, but we can't be taking them lightly. They might be bottom teams, but we got to go into every game like they're the same as playing a top team, so we're definitely not overlooking them and going to play them lightly.
Saturday we'll see the Bobcats in Canmore before Sunday's game in Olt. After an unexpected delay, Mountjoy opens this weekend to kick off their new year. The hill was supposed to open last weekend, but because of lack of snow and warmer temperatures, that wasn't possible. Leading up to last Saturday, highs were hovering around -4, and snow was not staying at the bottom of runs. Fast forward to now, an 18-degree difference is helping the hill.
This week, obviously, the temperatures have cooled off quite a bit, and so that's worked really well. We've been able to get a good couple of days of snow making in, and we can tell that the guy has been here grooming, and it's looking pretty good.
Depending on how cold it is, they may not open the hill, but this weekend looks to be warm enough to welcome the skiers of Lloydminster.
Our cutoff is a combined wind chill and temperature of -30-ish. And so tomorrow it looks like we'll be well above that. It looks like a combined temperature of -mid-20s, which is not a bad day for being outside and skiing.
Last year, Mountjoy had similar problems with weather and had to delay 2019's opening by a weekend. The Lakeland Rustler volleyball teams kick off the second semester tonight in Edmonton in what is a critical matchup for the men. A weekend sweep of Concordia Thunder would essentially eliminate them from playoff contention, bringing the Rustlers one step closer to making the playoffs for the first time in 10 years. The squad hasn't enjoyed an extended period of rest, and Captain Mac Peck believes they will continue the improvement they've seen through the season.
Second semester, every team's better. We feel as though we improved a lot first semester and really found our identity. I think Hawaii was awesome as far as bringing everyone closer together. And so now we know what we have to do. We've got the group to do it. It's going out there and executing, really.
Getting off to a good start is critical after the team's late season collapse in 2019.
The boys have done a really good job so far of just focusing straight away and locking in already. So yeah, we're already right back into where we left off.
The Rustlers' home matches on Saturday at Lakeland will have a donation box available for Australia fire relief. Now to our Abby St. John with the weather.
Thanks, Jasmine. Taking a look at our satellite radar, snow activity in the Edmonton area at Vegreville as it makes its way closer to Lloydminster. There we could see some snowfall overnight and into tomorrow, about a 68% chance that we'll see snow on Saturday, a little bit less of a chance on Sunday and on Monday as well, so definitely be prepared for that. On the Saskatchewan side, in North Battleford could experience some snowfall overnight as well, and just a little bit heavier cloud coverage, and a few other areas on the Saskatchewan side could experience some snowfall overnight as well. -25 here in Lloydminster, as well as in Maidstone, St. Walburg, Pearslin, and Green Lake. -18 in Macklin, -26 in North Battleford, -31 in Meadow Lake, -24 up in Isla Cross. And on the Alberta side, -23 in Marwayne, Vermilion, St. Paul, Bonnyville, and Cold Lake, -19 in Provost and Wainwright, -20 in Lac La Biche, -21 in Vegreville, and -18 in Edmonton. And then tomorrow, -18 here in Lloydminster, as well as in Marwayne and in Bonnyville, -19 in Vermilion, Vegreville, St. Paul, and Cold Lake, -20 in Lac La Biche and Edmonton, -17 in Wainwright, and -14 in Provost. And on the Saskatchewan side, -19 in Isla Cross, -17 in Green Lake and Maidstone, -18 in Pearslin, Meadow Lake, and St. Walburg, -13 in Macklin, and -14 out in North Battleford. Overnight across the region, Bonnyville, Paradise Hill, Unity, Wainwright, Murnum, and Provost could experience some snowfall overnight, so definitely be cautious about that. And then heavier cloud coverage in the majority of the region. -24 in Meadow Lake and Isla Crosse, -23 in Pearson and Unity, and in Paradise Hill, -22 in Bonnyville, -16 in Provost, -20 in Murnum, and -19 in Wainwright for your overnight temperatures. And then nationally across Canada, -29 up in Yellowknife, -31 in Whitehorse, +3 out in Vancouver, -21 in Regina, -8 in St. John's where they're experiencing some snow, and then +7 out in Toronto where they're experiencing a little bit of rain. Over the next 7 days, 68% chance of snow tomorrow, the high of -18 and a low of -22. On Sunday, 56% chance of some snow with a high of -24 and a low of -25. On Monday, a 57% chance of some snowfall with a high of -27 and a low of -30. On Tuesday, there is also a chance of snow, a 56% chance with a mix of sun and cloud and a high of -32 and a low of -37. On Wednesday, a high of -31 and a low of -37. High of -31 also on Thursday and a low of -37. And then on Friday, it'll be a high of -28 and a low of -35. That's a look at your 7-day forecast. We'll have more news in the question of the day coming up after the break.
Our question of the day today has to do with the Bank of Canada announcing that they may be searching for someone new to go on the $5 bill. Now, it has been the same as long as we've been alive. It's been the same, and there's been recent changes in the $10 bill. But a lot of people had different opinions on what they wanted who to be on the $5 bill. Sorry.
Yes, we got quite a lot of comments and a lot of suggestions. They are asking for Canadian input, which I think is kind of fun. But a lot of the popular answers were Terry Fox, Gord Downey, and someone from Indigenous background. So someone said Chief Poundmaker going on there, just representing the Aboriginal people, I think is a pretty good idea. But so many people have suggestions, and it's really interesting to see. I did see a lot of Terry Fox on other sites like Twitter and stuff. So it'll be interesting who they choose.
Yes, and Terry Fox is a really iconic person in Canadian history, and I think that he's a really good neutral option because I don't think anyone really is opposed to seeing Terry Fox in a position like that.
Yeah, I would have to agree. I think having him on there would be amazing for Canada. We celebrate him every single year. We run for him and we continue what he started. So I think having him on that $5 bill will just secure his legacy even further.
Yes, exactly. And now we are going to be taking a look at your pet pictures. So thank you to everyone who submitted your pictures for Pet of the Day. And we will be giving away a Pet Pad gift card at the end of the next hour.
We want to see your pets. Send photos of your pet and their name to our Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram to have them featured on Pet of the Day. Your name will be entered into a weekly draw for a gift certificate from the Pet Pad.
In studio with me are two of the masterminds behind the Hockey Day in Saskatchewan that's coming to Hillmond next weekend. I have Trevor Shirtliff, the president of Hillmond Minor Hockey, and then Travis Bygrove, the arena president, for where most of the festivities will take place. Pleasure to have both of you here in studio with us, and obviously it's a very exciting time for you both. It's been about a year you've spent preparing for this event.
Yes, it has been a long time coming. We applied for it well back in April, I guess it was, and yeah, it's been a lot of planning and it's coming together nicely.
Yeah, it's going to be probably the busiest the arena has been in some time, I assume.
Yeah, we're quite excited. Starts on Thursday and with our celebrity game and runs right through till Sunday evening. So yeah, the arena will be hopping for 4 days for sure.
Yeah, now, so what went into the planning in terms of what you wanted to do with the event and who you wanted at the event?
Well, to begin with, we work with SHA. They come to us and plan the whole thing out, basically. They tell us what they need us to do for events, and then we can add to it. So like on the Thursday night, we've added the Wade Redden and Friends hockey game, and then from there, then they expect the banquet on the Friday, which we have, and then we go from there.
Okay, and as you look at the rest of the weekend, of course, there's a ton of minor hockey games between North Battleford, the Adam, Pee Wee, and Bantam Hurricanes on Sunday all play. Paradise Hill, Lashburn will be involved, among other teams, and then the senior Hitmen get in the game against Lashburn as well. How much feedback you've been getting from the community about their excitement for the game?
Oh, they're all very excited. We've had tremendous support from the community, to be honest, and the local businesses around. They're happy that it's happening. We haven't seen this caliber of hockey in Hillmont for a very long time. May never see it again. We have AAA teams, like you say, on the Saturday, the girls and the boys, as well as an SJHL game happening Saturday night.
Yeah. And just how important is this for the community in terms of not just it's an exciting time for people to celebrate, but what it can bring in terms of tourism, money, and more interest and awareness about what Hillmont has to offer?
Well, it'll definitely help promote Hillmont as a community and our arena. It's a major fundraiser for us. We're hoping to replace our boards and our glass system in our arena. Our old boards come out of our old Silver Dome 32 years ago and put into the new rink. So this is a major fundraiser for us to be able to put new boards and new glass in for, player safety and better viewing and everything. So yeah, it's big for the arena in Hillmont and the community. So.
And you've got a little bit of star power to help promote the event as well. Obviously, Wade Redden, many people know that name from the area, but also Tom Reddy, Marty McSorley. Those aren't small names either.
No, we're very excited to have them. Marty's is a very good guest speaker to have. He's going to add to our banquet, and it's going to be very exciting.
I'm sure more than a few Oilers fans will be excited about that one. And then Jordan Pollard is another kind of rising young star in the music industry. That must be exciting to have her play.
It is exciting, and she is a local, so that adds to everything for the event. And after her, we have the Dirt Rich Band playing. So, and I believe they're going to do some duets and stuff too, so it will be good.
And just looking at a couple of the events, you have different ticket prices depending on ages as well, so a chance for families really to bring out their kids.
It is very affordable, yes. We have a package for the Saturday for all the two midget games, the boys and the girls, as well as the SJHL game at $25. Very affordable to come to it. Thursday night is the alumni games with the Wade Redden and friends. I believe it is a $10 entry fee, and
And obviously, it's going to be a bit of extra work for the folks at the arena because, as you said, you have, a dozen or so hockey games in a span of 3 days. What kind of work does that take to make sure you can keep the ice in good shape the whole time?
Well, we're pretty lucky. We have probably one of the best ice makers and caretakers in the country, in my mind, and in Lee Simons, and he'll have the ice ready to go. And we've been very fortunate with a lot of community support and the committee that's stepped forward to make sure everything's organized and volunteers are in place to make sure everything runs smoothly for the 4 days. So,
absolutely. Now, with less than about 25 seconds, just any particular goals you want to hit with this weekend? Not necessarily a particular number you have to hit in terms of money raised, but any particular goals you hope to come out of the weekend?
Well, we're just hoping that everybody enjoys the weekend and wants to come out. Everybody that can come out comes out and supports the arena, and we'd like to fill it on both Saturday and Sunday, and go from there. Yeah.
I'm sure you would. And certainly there's plenty for people in Lloydminster to come out and enjoy, even if you're not directly from Hillmont. Of course, the banquet will be at the Lloyd X. You have 4 days full of entertainment starting on January the 16th. And you can get your tickets for these events where? In the spot, or can you get them online as well?
We have tickets available at Factory Sports as well as Top Source. Also at Fountain Tire, and any board member or community or committee member, I should say, as well.
You have plenty of options then to enjoy Hockey Day in Saskatchewan coming next weekend in Hillmont.
Hey, it's Justin Marshall, Boom 95.3 and Hot 101.3, taking a look at what's going on around the Lakeland. Well, we're in Ashmont, Alberta, made the trip out because we're here at the Agriplex, and it's going to be bustling on Saturday because it's Ukrainian New Year's, Malanka, and they're hosting an event. President Danny Weimeyer joins me now. Danny, what can you tell us about the event on Saturday?
I can tell you we start at 5 o'clock for cocktails. And delicious pierogi supper at 6, made by our in-house caterer, Sharon, Country Pride Catering.
And I hear she puts on a hell of a meal, man.
Excellent meal. You will not regret this one.
Well, we'll get all the details up on our Facebook page, Hot 1013 FM, so everybody can take a look. Why do you guys do Malunka, man?
We do it just to kind of bring everybody together in the community, and it's quite a big Ukrainian organization around here, I guess.
Yeah, because you were saying a bunch of the dance groups come from all over the area, right?
Yeah, we have one group out of St. Paul. They'll be doing their performance, and another group out of Vilna that is coming as well and doing their performance.
And you say the hall gets pretty busy here in Ashmont, Alberta. Big Ukrainian heritage, right?
Yeah, it'll be pretty hopping here Saturday for sure.
Yeah, something like 100 people last year.
Yeah, last year we had 100, and we're hoping to have more this year.
Wow, Danny, this is amazing. Thank you so much for having us out here so that we can feature. We love featuring small communities like Ashmont.
Excellent. We're glad to have you for sure.
Thanks again.
All right, thank you.
And if you have an event you would like to feature on What's Happening, shoot me an email, jmarshall@stingray.com.
Today I'm joined here with Inspector Lee Brockman with the RCMP, and today we're going to be talking about the RCMP attending next week's town hall meetings where residents can come and ask the RCMP any kinds of questions. So thank you so much for coming in and explaining this event for me. So can we just start off of what's the purpose of the RCMP attending the town hall meeting next week?
Absolutely. Community engagement is one of our priorities for the RCMP. I think it's important for us to be able to speak with the people that we serve, right, in our communities, and to hear their voices and identify what people in the community feel are community safety concerns or issues, or anything that they'd like to see maybe done a little bit differently, or any opportunities we have to partner with the community a little bit more closely and work with the community on issues related to public safety, crime, social disorder, and those types of things. And doing so feeds into our strategic plan for our next fiscal year as well, and we'll form part of that plan. We'll form our priorities moving forward as well.
And so why is it important that people come out and, talk to you guys one-on-one about, how they're feeling or about what you guys are planning on doing for 2020?
So like I said, we're interested in hearing directly from people. Numbers and statistics can only take us so far. And then it is important for us to get out and communicate and speak with people. And I mean, we're always in the community. We're always talking to people as it is, but it is kind of nice to have that forum for people to be able to voice either concerns or ideas or potential solutions as well, and to work with the police in that respect too. So I think overall it's a way for the RCMP and the community to engage and look towards identifying solutions to public safety concerns and opportunities there.
And so what are some of the things that, or have you seen some things that people are kind of concerned about, or what you think will come up at the meeting?
Some of the trends that we're seeing in our statistics and some of the things that I've presented to council over the last year as well include things like being aware of property crime issues, break and enters, vehicle thefts, that type of stuff, right? And that type of thing. Those are kind of some of the concerns that we've been seeing, or some of the trends rather that we've been seeing as far as the data go. So it'd be nice to see what people are seeing in their neighborhoods too. Yeah.
And so when people decide to come out, what can they expect from the evening, and what kind of setting is it going to be?
So we're going to be hosting 2 sessions, both on January 15th, so next Wednesday. One's going to be at 12 o'clock noon, and one is going to be at 7 p.m. Both will happen at the Legacy Center here in Lloydminster, and it's just going to be I'll be able to give people an idea of some of the crime trends and what the Lloydminster RCMP has been doing to address some of those trends, and then open it up for discussion with the community about how we might advance policing objectives and community safety objectives moving forward too.
And so when people come out and talk to you guys one-on-one, what will happen from there after the meeting is done and as the year this year does go by?
So in addition to community engagement being one of our current priorities, we're also in the process of developing our policing plan for the next year as well. And so what will happen is we'll take the information gathered through these meetings and take it back to our strategic planning committee. And then from there, we'll identify the areas and the priorities that the Lloydminster RCMP will work towards, and some of our goal setting for the next year as well, and identify initiatives that we can do with the community and other policing initiatives too.
And is there already plans in motion for the RCMP for 2020 already on top of this town hall meeting? Yeah, we're constantly gathering data and identifying our crime trends. Things that we've talked about already: property crimes, maybe some issues with respect to drug use and trafficking and that type of stuff. In addition to just some other emerging trends that we're seeing. So we're always looking at that, and we're always working towards our priorities, but every year we take some time to refresh those plans and see if there's any need to change or amend them or carry them forward or develop new ones. And really quickly before we wrap up, just give the finer details of when, where, the times, because there's 2 sessions, and if people need to bring anything.
Yeah, so the first session both sessions are going to be held at the Legacy Centre. The first session is going to be at 12 o'clock on January 15th, and the second session is later that day at 7 p.m., also on January 15th. Yeah, nobody needs to bring anything, just their ideas and opinions to the table.
All right, well, thank you so much for coming in, and hopefully you guys gather enough information so 2020 works out for everyone.
Absolutely, we're excited about the direction of our police service here in Lloydminster, and we look forward to working with the community a little bit closer.
Awesome, thank you.
Thanks.